Welcome back to Protocade. My name is Vince, and in this video I want to be showing you some of the technical items that I've developed, some of the cool software that I think makes game development for us a little bit easier, and I think you're gonna like it. But before we begin, I wanted to say hit the subscribe button. Very important. And the other item is I'm not good at this. Game developers, we're introverts. We're not good at getting ourselves out there. This is hard for me, but since this is my second video, I'm basically a veteran now. So if you notice in my first video, I wasn't even looking at the camera, but now I know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump to the technology. I'll make myself small where I won't have to look at the camera. But yeah, we're pretty excited to show you some of this stuff. I mean, I'm biased because I made it, but yeah, it's a different way of doing stuff, and we like that. Alright, so before we get started, go to the games, pick your favorite game. Which game would you like us to make next for you guys? Let us know. Get involved. And then head on over to the asset section. In the asset section are the assets that we're using in the games. And you can actually load up these assets and check them out. And right now it's loading up the Unity engine in WebGL. And Unity doesn't have a good way of loading fast, but man, once you get in there, you got the full capabilities of the engine, which is awesome. I wish they'd make that a little faster. Okay, so right now we're looking at the Big Dukes, and we can kind of check out Tom's awesome scene. Way to go, Tom. This level is sweet. Yeah, he did a great job. He's got, the level you can play, skybox. He did it all. He did a great job. Really happy with this. But you could check out all the levels. Here is dark mode for Wipeout. We found with dark mode, or our first iteration had a bunch of, actually 3-point lights, and those point lights had shadows, and man, it really could bring the graphics card in a WebGL environment to its knees. So we took out those point lights that really made the night mode pop, and we just kind of kept the directional light. But so here's Tom's level for Wipeout. Thanks, Tom, great job. Alright, so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Here's a level for Lander. In fact, later in this video I'll edit this level. But here's the level. So you got some items, your platform that you start at, the platform that your goal, your skybox. You can see there's a fog, and here's that level. There's not a lot to it. Game development isn't that crazy. It's code and it's assets. You got scenes, prefabs, meshes, and I'll just click them. So scenes, prefabs, meshes, materials, including skyboxes. If some of these skyboxes. So a lot of these skyboxes I ripped from the web. Google's my friend, and he can be yours too. And if the skybox was too low res, I would just blur it out like this. This must be, this is back to our rinky-dink servers. Maybe down the road we can be AWS, but right now we're not. So here's this skybox. Here's one of our favorites. I'll probably make a level with this skybox in just a second. Continuing on, then there's textures, and then fonts and audio. So not a lot to it. That's the asset section. Check out some of the assets that are going into the games we're making. But what I'm excited to show you guys is the editor. I've been working on this beast for a little bit and pretty proud of it. So here's a screenshot of the editor. It doesn't really do it justice. How about we just start using it? Alright, so let's jump into Lander and make our own level right now. And this is available to you guys. All you need to do is register so we know it's saved, what account to save the level to. But I'll take Topple, for example. And we'll make our own level in Topple. Here, I'll make myself just a little bit smaller. Alright. And, yeah. All these levels were made in the editor. So, we're in the game. How do you get to the editor? All you gotta do, every game has this pause menu and then this gear, edit this scene. So I believe this is my scene. Now right now it's loading the editor, and I'll go over the interface right now, but for me, because it's mine, I can save this scene. This will be disabled for you your first time in, but you can save as new, and what that save as new is it'll save to your account. And once you do that, then you're off and to the races. Our unique identifier for this scene is 8XUUW4 whatever. It's like, just a unique identifier like YouTube videos. When we save scene as new, boom, this URL changes because we have a new level we just saved out. So, alright, I'll start off with this editor. We got your file menu here with, your saving, your editing. You can edit the gizmo, show and hide the grid. Show and hide the skybox. Window items, you can import inspector hierarchy. Hierarchies right here. You can turn these off in the inspector too. And in some environments where you got a lot of items, and depending on your graphics card, this inspector and hierarchy panels can really make your website chug, just because all these are, it's got to draw all these out, so it's just too many draw calls. And then lighting, you can change the lighting in your scene. Shadows are here, skybox here, fog here. You got your animations. This is an advanced thing. It's probably too much for this video. We won't cover it, but it's there if you want to start animating, keyframing your, scene items. And that's about it. I'll jump into kind of how our scenes are structured. Usually we have required items like lights, or the directional light, camera, start, and goal are all required items, meaning if you're on them, you can move them, but you can't scale them, and you can't delete them. So these are required game objects. They need to be there. It's like duh. But everything else, you can mess with. So, I'll make this scene just a little simpler, and I'll start deleting some of these items. One thing to note about this editor, like, here are your panel items. You got your pan, translate, rotate, scale. These are your group pivot, center. Here are your local versus global, snap, undo, redo, and delete. Undo, I will tell you, was kind of challenging, but did it, happy about it. And then you got a scene gizmo up here. You can kind of bounce around your scene, as you'd expect. Most Unity users will understand that concept, as they will the hierarchy and the inspector and this component model. In the components, you have mesh rendering items, physics items, rigid body, joints, text. That's where the text item comes in, where you can add your own. Now this is a 3D text, not a sprite based text that native Unity does. Lights covers all the lights, points, spots, and I'm forgetting the third one. you get it. But animations, audio tracks, particle systems, and skin mesh renderer. And so, you know, you can kind of check out these items. But more importantly is probably the import. The import is kind of where you get access to a lot of these things that are on the asset screen. So, for example, let's say we wanted to import like a prefab into the scene, and we'll go into trees and we'll just grab a tree, and we can actually grab that tree, place it here, and this tree is now in the scene. Well, alright, cool. We'll go through it. There's no collision on it, so let's say we want to add collision to this tree so we can land on it, and we'll do that by going mesh collider. Okay, so now we have a tree in space, and we want to play it. So you can just hit the play button, or you know, file, save and play. I'll just hit the save button. All right, there's our tree in space. Oh, you know what? It's not on the game plane, so I didn't put it in the right place. So let me jump back into editor. But that's the cool thing. You can play your level, tweak it, edit it, come back to it, play it some more, and I think it's going to be pretty powerful. We can just basically create and play, and create and play, and tweak and have fun. I'll do that now. Let me just play it, make sure that tree is kind of where I want it to. See if I can land on it. Yeah, looks like I can based on my... Oh, God, who made this game? Seriously. Oh, wait a second, I did. Okay. Alright, that was close. But, alright, you get it. So, oh my goodness, I got off screen. I am way off screen on this. That is not supposed to happen. What I did in most of my levels is I had this big structure to the left and the right kind of holding us in, but I guess I must have deleted that. So yeah, you go off the board, off to the side. And that's it for the editor. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, you could, in fact, I'll change like the lighting in the scene and to a red. Ooh, that's too red. You know, I'll change the fog color. Let me sample this red here. I'll change the skybox. Actually, best to import a skybox. Skyboxes are under materials, skybox, and let me just keep loading till I find something I like. Okay, yeah, alright, we'll go with that. Alright, let's see, actually. Alright, let's go. Yeah, maybe I gotta bump up the red ambient just a little more. Okay. Alright, well, you know, there's a lot to do in this editor between, you know, just making levels, but then also rigging it with physics and joints and whatnot. So and that's more than I'd like to cover for today. I just want to know that you can start making levels in here, save them out. Oh, let's cover where they go. Let me save this out. And then click on your profile and you'll be taken to your scenes page. There's a number of pages at your disposal, but your scenes once made will come onto this page. Since I've made just a bunch of scenes already, the green dot will mean that it's published. Gray means it's not. So you can left click and it'll bring down your menu of all the items you can do. Play is obviously play. Preview brings up this, you know, Unity preview that you can just preview the levels The first load is loading up the engine, and it's going to take you a little bit. But anything after that, engine's loads faster. Once you the other items in your scene, in your drop down, are edit, publish, rename, and delete. Right now, you get a unique identifier. We need this for to be on the server to uniquely identify your level. If you want to change that name, you can go ahead and rename it. Call it whatever you want, red level or something to make it. If you have multiple levels and you want to make it easier for you to work with, rename it. And then when you're ready, publish it. You can also, with a published level, unpublish it, so you don't really have to worry. You can also edit a level after it's published. It's your level. Do what you want with it. But have fun tinkering, making, playing, editing, all that fun stuff. We're going to try to integrate this editor feature into all of our games. It might not. It'll be there, but for example, Microids. The enemies come at you procedurally, but you can still change the background. And these ones I have a particle systems for these floaters, and this one it's the Dark Neurons has this models, and this one's like a night sky. So you can still change the background and the lighting of these scenes, even though gameplay really isn't that much affected. But for a game like Lander, it is the game. That traversal from A to B is core on the game itself. Other games that'll probably be core on is like a Mario game or a Monkey Ball game or other games. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to kind of making more games with the editor and allowing you guys to kind of make levels too. All right, well, that's about it from me. Hope you guys liked some of the software that we kind of made and continue to work on. And there's more. I'm excited to show more, but right now we'll just kind of leave it at that. And in the future, I look forward to kind of showing you some more of the cool software that we've done. All right, take care. Bye.